Hello everybody, welcome back. Going to do another ranking video, of course. I just love music, as you can't tell already. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite German power metal bands and bands in general. One of the newer bands I listen to, Edguy. He really didn't become more known until the late 90s, early 2000s. They formed early in the early 90s though. I don't have an Edguy shirt, but Ed and Ugly Kid Joe, I thought it'd be funny, Ugly Kid Joe and Ed. So anyway, I want to keep this short and sweet. They formed in high school. The band's name originated from one of their teachers. I don't know, I guess one of their teachers had like a name of a character, Edguy, so they sort of got the name from that. It's all the same members aside from the drummer, Felix Bonka, which has been Avantasia, Toby Sammet's other band. He's been with them since, I think, like 98, but I mean, they had a guy named Dominic Storch on their first album, and a guy named Frank something on their second album, but he only played on the album. He never toured with them. He was never really an official member, I guess. He was just there to fill in. So ever since like the 98 or so, it's been the same lineup of Tobias Sammet, Felix Bonka, Tobias Exel, Dirk Sauer, and Jens Ludwig. Or Jens Ludwig, however you want to say it. Ludwig, actually, would be German version. So yeah, those are the members, and they formed in '92. The first album came out, I think, '97, Kingdom of Madness. But they recorded the Savage Poetry in '95, and before that, in '94, an EP called Children of Steel. Both are very hard to find in collector's items. The Savage Poetry was redone with new artwork in like high definition in 2000 with the current band members, Felix on drums, and that's easy to get. But the original EP and first album of the Savage Poetry is so damn expensive. I checked a few years ago on eBay. It was like, I thought it was going for $1,000 plus at least. I thought it was four figures, but it's ridiculous. So yeah, right now I'm just going to get through the 10 albums in quick fashion if I can, and this is another list where I didn't really know what my favorite album was or what my least few favorite were. So it's kind of like up in the air, so I'm just going to go through it. So starting off with number 10, I'm going to go with their recent album, Space Police. I hated this. I didn't really hate it, but I didn't like this album at all. They became too cheesy of a band. I know it's fun to have power metal. It has a lot of fun elements in it and just non-serious songs, but this is just over the top. Saber and Torch is a nice opener. Space Police is actually a good song. But I mean, you got Love Tiger, which is really stupid. The cover of Rock Me Amadeus. Them being German, I guess it makes sense. They did a Falco cover. It's in German anyway. There's really Do Me Like a Caveman. It's another stupid song. Defenders of the Crown and Space Police and Saber and Torch are really the only songs I like off this album, the first three songs. Alone in Myself is a kind of a slow ballad. There's not a lot going on in it, but I kind of relate to the song. And The Eternal Wayfarer, which ends the album with almost 9-minute mark, is probably my favorite song off the album. It's a pretty epic song, like a classic old power metal song. But overall, I mean, it's no wonder they took a break after this. They haven't made an album since 2014. It's kind of a dud of a record, so that's why I have it last at number 10. So 9, I'm going to go with, let's see here. Shit falling over. The Savage Poetry. Too bad I don't have the original. This is the 2000 remastered. This is not a bad album. It's just nothing really memorable on it for me. Key to My Fate was off their greatest hits, Monuments. It's probably a highlight. Frozen Candle. Burning like a frozen candle. That's a great song. Eyes of the Tyrant. 10-minute power ballad epic in a sense. Misguiding Your Life's good, and Roses to No One, which also is a song that I can relate to because I'm always single. I feel like there's no such thing as a, like a soulmate. So it kind of fits with me. So yeah, this wasn't going to be number 9, but I decided to put it number 9 because I never really go back to it very often. So that's 9. Number 8. Shit, I knew it was going to fall over. I went with Kingdom of Madness. I need to get more Edguy albums on vinyl, but this one's very raw sounding album. Paradise, the opening track's pretty good. I haven't listened to this album very often. Wings of a Dream, not bad. When a Hero Cries is the ballad off this album. It's pretty dark song, very dark song. Steel Church ends the album. It's pretty solid, straightforward power metal song. I really have to listen to this album again because, like I said, it's a newer band at the time, and the production is pretty weak on it. But it's actually a decent listen if you give it a chance. But yeah, Paradise and Wings of a Dream, I would say the top two songs are the mainstays from this album. And maybe When a Hero Cries. So yeah, this is also a gatefold vinyl. And for our first few albums, Tobias was also the bass player and keyboardist, but now he's just a singer. So that's number 8, Kingdom of Madness. These next two, I flip-flopped 7 and 6 because they're both very similar later releases. Number 7, I'm going to go with Age of the Joker, I think. Shit, keep dropping shit. Age of the Joker, yeah. I couldn't think of the name. Robin Hood was the video and lead-off single. It's really cheesy. Like I said, Edguy became more of a cheesy power metal band, and not in like a traditional power metal sense, more of a humor power metal band. Nobody's Here is a great song though. Rock of Cashel, talking about the place in Ireland. 2 out of 7, also How I Feel About Myself. They rate a lot of songs how I can relate to. The Arcane Guild, great song. Fire on the Down Line, good song. Behind the Gates of the Midnight World, it kind of sounds like a Halloween type song. But overall, it's nothing spectacular, but nothing bad either. They released this on vinyl recently. I should pick it up because I would like to get it on vinyl. But that's number 7. Number 6, about these two are really similar. Tinnitus Sanctus. I think they actually were released back to back. Yeah, 2009, 2011 respectively. So yeah, you can tell they're similar albums. Ministry of Saints, that kicks the album off. Ministry of Saints. In like an abandoned building. The video was shot in, I think, Belgrade. Sex, Fire, Religion, great song. Thorn Without a Rose is the ballad off here, another good song. 929, another good song. But yeah, like I said, I haven't listened to these albums for a while, so I have to go back and really give them a shot. So these rankings could be really a lot different if I go back and listen to them. So, but yeah, that's number 6, Tinnitus Sanctus. Either one of those, really, any of these could flip-flop because they're all similar style. Number 5, this is when they first started becoming more known, is Mandrake, and the epic track Tears of a Mandrake, which is one of their best songs. The rest of the album, it's hit and miss for me, but Nailed to the Wheel is what the first song that I heard from Edguy. It was like, it's one of their heaviest songs. I'm like, damn, these guys are good. It was on one of those compilations, Heroes of Steel or something like that it was called. All the Clowns was the video that was released from this album, which is another highlight. Tell me why all the clowns have gone. Painting on the Wall is a great song. Coming to the painting on the wall. Save Us Now, about, I think it was written about Felix. Alien Drum Bunny. I don't know what the hell that means. I think that's like his nickname, Alien Drum Bunny. But yeah, it's a pretty damn solid album. One I don't go back to a lot, but I can also see it moving up in the ranks if I give it more time. This was also their last album on AFM Records, because ever since then they've been on the Nuclear Blast. So I like the bonus track too, The Devil and the Savant. Yeah, just a solid album, Mandrake. Number 4, cheesy, but I like it, and that's Rocket Ride. I remember when this album dropped, Save Me. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite Edguy songs. Probably second favorite song by Edguy. Then you have Into the Matrix, good song. Sacrifice kicks the album off in style. I Return to the Tribe. I haven't listened to these songs forever, so that's why I'm off on these. But the second half kind of like falters a bit. Catch of the Century is cheesy and shitty. Out of Vogue's bad. Superheroes is good. They made that EP, which I also have. Superheroes. And that cheesy ass video when they shoot like those toy guns at those models and bunny suits. It's really weird. Fucking with Fire, Air Force One is closes the album. It's a really good song. They made that live album called Fucking with Fire. So yeah, it's a pretty decent album. Also, like Mandrake, can flip-flop in rankings. The top three are definitely my favorite three, and I still don't even know which album I really would put as my first one, but yeah, so that's number 4, Rocket Ride. And like I said, the top three won't change, but in order, I don't know, really. So third, I'm going with Theater of Salvation. This one is a really epic traditional power metal. I would say right after Mandrake, they became more comedy metal, but with power metal elements. But this one, the first 4 are definitely all power metal, strictly. No comedy in it. Babylon was one of their most famous songs. It's a really great song. Land of the Miracle, one of their most famous ballads. In the Land of the Miracle. Really fucking amazing song. Wake Up the King. Wake Up the King. Holy Shadows. Holy Shadows. And then the epic title track, 13.5 minutes, I think. Or 12.5, can't really read it. 12 to 13 minutes. Theater of Salvation. It's just, oh man, it's a power metal classic that a lot of people don't really listen to or know about as much. But yeah, there's not a weak song on this album except for, you know, the beginning, which is just the intro, which I fucking hate intros most of the time. I mean, some are good, like the Hellion, but yeah, there's not a bad song off this album, so easily in the top 3, Theater of Salvation. 2 is my introduction album-wise to Edguy, which is 2004's Hellfire Club. When I first heard Nailed to the Wheel, this album was came out right after that, or was out at the time, roughly around the same time. And it kind of blew me away because it had the power metal elements, but it also had the comedic elements, like Lavatory Love Machine, one of my favorite songs. It's cheesy as fuck, and so is the video. But Mysteria kicks off the album in style, traditional power metal style. This album, they kind of like blended operatic elements of traditional power metal with humor and hard rock. Because ever since this album, they were more like humor, hard rock, and touches of power metal. This is the first and only album really that mixes both really well, because ever since then they kind of went more toward hard rock and like comedy. We don't need a hero. And King of Fools is probably my favorite Edguy song. I just love that song. We don't wanna be like you. Don't you get that, King of Fools? Great fucking song. Navigator. And the Navigator is headed for hell. The only weak link off this album is probably the end. It's the spirit will remain. It's a shitty way to end a great album, but it's just awesome. Just overall awesome elements of like traditional power metal mixed with operatic sounds and, you know, hard rock all in one. This might be my favorite Edguy album. I'm not sure, but I have it as 2 right now. And 1. Vainglory Opera. I've always loved this album. This is all traditional power metal. If you take out the Savage Poetry, it's not considered their first album. And if you count the 2000 release, this will be their second, I think, after Kingdom of Madness. And once again, it opens with a stupid intro. But Vainglory Opera is my favorite, one of my top 3 or 4 Edguy songs. The keyboard's fucking awesome. How Many Miles was great. The Scarlet Rose Has Died. That's the ballad off the album. Really great song. Walk On Fighting. Great song. It's like, I forget the lyrics. It's like, walk on fighting. It's like, it's something that I can relate to. Let me see it here. Life is too short to be wasted, so why do I just sit around? Basically, that's how I feel, because I have so many big dreams, but I don't do anything with them. So, yeah, that's another song that kind of I resonate with a lot. No More Fooling. Out of Control. That's classic concert staple they have. That was the last song they ended with on Fucking With Fire. I think it was actually King of Fools, but I mean the last song they did before the encore. It's a great song. Yeah, there's not a bad song off this album either. So this one and Hellfire Club can flip-flop back and forth, but I think from a traditional power metal standpoint, this is their best release. And even Theater of Salvation, both are awesome. Damn, Glare is really bad. But yeah, that's my list. It's kind of a crappy video I made, but I don't care. I made it in a hurry and just want to get another video done and talk about one of my favorite power metal bands. So I'm hoping they can make a new album soon, but he's so busy with Avantasia, I don't see it happening for a while. I mean, it's been 7 years and we haven't heard anything from the guys. So hopefully 2021, 2022, we have a new Edguy album, and it's a lot better than Space Police and goes back more to their traditional style roots. But I'll take a new Space Police. I don't care, because I want to hear a new Edguy album. So thanks for watching. I'll make another one soon, maybe this weekend or something. So thanks again. I'll put another link in the description video if you want to subscribe. As always, take care and rock on.